You think that stubborn belly fat after 60 is permanent because your metabolism slowed down with age. That is what everyone assumes. But there is a completely different reason happening inside your body right now that has nothing to do with metabolism speed. The real reason is your stem cells went dormant. They stopped regenerating tissue, stopped rebuilding your metabolism, and stopped telling your body to burn fat instead of storing it. These 6 supplements wake those dormant stem cells back up and force your body to burn that stubborn belly fat the way it did when you were younger. Number 6. Vitamin C. Most people know vitamin C keeps your immune system strong, but what very few people realize is that vitamin C does something else your body desperately needs after 60. It directly activates the stem cells in your bone marrow and controls whether your body burns fat or stores it. Your bone marrow manufactures new blood cells, immune cells, and the stem cells that rebuild your tissues. When vitamin C is present, those stem cells multiply faster and function better. Studies show that adequate vitamin C levels increase stem cell proliferation in bone marrow. Without enough vitamin C, your stem cells sit dormant, your bones get weaker, and your body repairs itself slower. Vitamin C plays a critical role in fat oxidation. Your body burns fat by converting it into energy, and vitamin C is the cofactor that makes that entire process work. People with low vitamin C in their blood have poor fat oxidation. They literally cannot access their stored fat efficiently. But here is what most people do not realize. Research shows that as vitamin C blood levels drop by 27%, your ability to oxidize fat drops by 11%. That is a direct connection between low vitamin C and fat accumulation. Your body is chemically blocked from burning the fat it has stored. This is why people with low vitamin C levels often struggle with stubborn fat, even when they exercise and eat well. Their body is physically unable to convert stored fat into energy efficiently. No amount of exercise fixes this if the biochemical cofactor is missing. After 60, your body absorbs vitamin C less efficiently from food, your digestive system doesn't extract it as well, and your cells don't hold onto it as long. Even if you eat plenty of citrus and vegetables, your blood vitamin C levels are lower than they should be for optimal function. If you find yourself with slow wound healing or feeling like your body is taking forever to recover from even small injuries, low vitamin C is very likely part of what is happening. Your stem cells need vitamin C to rebuild tissue after damage. Take 500 to 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C daily with food. Food helps absorption, so morning or lunch is better than taking it alone on an empty stomach. Spread it throughout the day if possible rather than taking it all at once. Your body can only absorb so much at one time, and the rest is wasted. After 2 to 3 weeks of consistent use, you will notice small wounds healing faster and your energy improving slightly. After 8 weeks, fat loss becomes noticeably easier. The next supplement addresses a completely different problem, but the results for both stem cells and fat loss are equally powerful. Number 5. Glucosamine. You probably think of glucosamine as something for joint pain. That is what it is known for. But glucosamine is actually a building block for cartilage and connective tissue, and your stem cells need it to function at their best. Glucosamine is a sugar compound that your body uses to create and repair cartilage, tendons, and the fluid that cushions your joints. When you take glucosamine as a supplement, your body uses it to rebuild damaged cartilage. But what matters for fat loss and stem cell activation is what happens when you consistently take glucosamine. Glucosamine stimulates the production of growth factors that support stem cell differentiation. That means your dormant stem cells get a signal to wake up and turn into the specific cells your body needs. But this is where it gets interesting. In people with joint damage from osteoarthritis, glucosamine supplementation activates stem cells in the joint to rebuild cartilage and reduce inflammation. That same process reduces overall body inflammation and improves metabolism. After 60, your cartilage has taken decades of wear. Your joints are stiffer, your connective tissue is weaker, and your body has chronic low-level inflammation just from the stress of aging joints. That inflammation suppresses fat burning and keeps stem cells suppressed. Glucosamine directly addresses this by supporting cartilage repair and reducing the inflammatory signals that keep your metabolism slow. If you have joint stiffness that limits your movement, that stiffness is also limiting your metabolism. Movement burns calories. Stiff joints mean less movement, which means your body burns less fat and stores more. Glucosamine makes joints feel better, so you move more. Take 1,500 milligrams of glucosamine daily divided into 3 doses of 500 milligrams each. Take it with meals because it absorbs better with food. Glucosamine takes time to build up in your system. You will likely feel slightly better joint movement within 2 to 3 weeks, but full benefits take 8 to 12 weeks. Expect your joints to feel noticeably less stiff and your energy levels to improve as inflammation drops. The next supplement works alongside glucosamine, but through a completely different mechanism. Number 4. Chondroitin. Chondroitin is the partner to glucosamine. While glucosamine provides the building blocks for cartilage repair, chondroitin works by attracting water into the cartilage matrix, keeping it hydrated and cushioned. That sounds like a minor detail, but for your metabolism and stem cells, it matters enormously. The difference between dry cartilage and hydrated cartilage is the difference between painful joints and pain-free movement, and painful joints keep you sedentary. Sedentary bodies store fat. When your cartilage is properly hydrated and cushioned, your joints can move freely without pain. Free movement means you burn more calories in daily life. More importantly, chondroitin suppresses the production of enzymes that break down cartilage and trigger inflammation. When you stop triggering inflammatory signals, your immune system can calm down. Lower inflammation means your stem cells are no longer suppressed. They can activate and start rebuilding tissue. Chondroitin also helps your body respond to fat-burning signals more effectively. When your joints are healthy and inflammation is low, your body can mobilize stored fat more efficiently. Your joints become less painful, you move more freely, and your metabolism naturally improves because you are more active. The combination of less pain and lower inflammation means your metabolism works better overall. After 60, chronic inflammation from joint wear has become part of your baseline. You do not even notice it anymore because it has been there so long. Your joints just feel normal to you. But that inflammation is suppressing your metabolism and keeping your stem cells dormant. Chondroitin directly turns down that inflammatory volume by protecting your cartilage and signaling your immune system that the inflammation is no longer needed. If you take glucosamine and chondroitin together, which most research recommends, you get both the building blocks and the protective factors. Your joints feel better, your inflammation drops, your metabolism improves, and your dormant stem cells start waking up. Take 1,200 milligrams of chondroitin daily, divided into doses with meals. Most glucosamine supplements also include chondroitin in the same pill, so you can take them together. The combination is more effective than either one alone. Results follow the same timeline as glucosamine. You will likely feel joint improvement within 2 to 3 weeks, and fat loss becomes noticeably easier after 8 to 12 weeks of consistent use. Now, we shift to something completely different. The next supplement does not work on your joints or inflammation directly. Instead, it works inside your cells at the aging level. And when you understand what it does, you will understand why so many people hit a fat loss plateau after 60 and cannot break through it. Number 3. Resveratrol. Resveratrol is a polyphenol found in red grapes, blueberries, and dark-colored plants. It is one of the most studied compounds for anti-aging, and the research shows remarkable results. Resveratrol activates sirtuins, proteins in your cells that control aging and cellular repair. When activated, your cells repair themselves more efficiently. Damaged proteins get cleaned up. DNA gets repaired. And here is what this means for your actual body. Mitochondria, the energy factories inside your cells, work better and produce more ATP, the energy your cells need to function. When your cells produce energy more efficiently, your metabolism improves, your stem cells function better. Your body needs to store less fat because it has enough energy circulating. Think of it this way. If your cells are producing energy constantly, your body does not need to store fat as a backup generator. The energy is already there. Resveratrol also reduces oxidative stress, the damage that comes from normal metabolism and aging. More oxidative damage means your mitochondria work worse, your energy production declines, and your metabolism slows. Less oxidative damage means your stem cells stay younger, longer, and function with greater capacity. For fat loss, resveratrol shows promise for reducing visceral fat by improving insulin sensitivity so your cells respond better to insulin signals. When insulin sensitivity improves, your body can access stored fat and burn it for energy instead of locking it away. It also reduces the inflammatory signals that tell your body to store fat in the abdomen. After 60, your mitochondria have accumulated damage from decades of use and oxidative stress. Your cells produce energy less efficiently. Your body compensates by storing more fat as a backup fuel source. Resveratrol helps repair those damaged mitochondria so your cells produce energy efficiently again. If you feel like you have hit a plateau with fat loss and nothing you try seems to work, mitochondrial dysfunction could be the reason. Your body is literally not producing energy efficiently, so it hangs onto fat. Resveratrol directly addresses mitochondrial function. Take 500 to 1,500 milligrams of resveratrol daily with a meal that contains fat. Resveratrol is fat-soluble, so it absorbs better with dietary fat. The research shows that benefits build gradually over weeks and months. You will not notice immediate effects, but after 4 to 6 weeks, you will start feeling more energetic, and after 8 to 12 weeks, fat loss becomes noticeably easier. Now we get to one of the most powerful supplements on this list. This compound has been used for thousands of years, but modern science has finally figured out exactly how it works. Number 2. Curcumin. Curcumin is the active compound in turmeric, one of the most researched natural compounds for both aging and fat loss. What the research shows is that curcumin does multiple things at once that make it incredibly effective for reactivating dormant stem cells and burning visceral fat. First, curcumin is a potent anti-inflammatory. Chronic inflammation keeps your stem cells dormant and your metabolism slow. Curcumin reduces inflammatory markers throughout your body. Studies show a 31% drop in C-reactive protein in people taking curcumin consistently for 8 weeks. Lower inflammation means your stem cells get released from suppression and can activate. Second, curcumin directly stimulates bone formation and supports mesenchymal stem cells in your bone marrow. These are the stem cells responsible for rebuilding bone, cartilage, and connective tissue throughout your body. When you take curcumin, these stem cells multiply and function better. Your body literally starts regenerating tissue more efficiently. This matters because strong bones and healthy connective tissue mean your body can move freely. Free movement burns calories. More calories burned means less fat storage. Third, curcumin improves insulin sensitivity and reduces visceral fat specifically. Multiple meta-analyses of clinical trials show that curcumin supplementation reduces body weight, body mass index, waist circumference, and body fat percentage. People taking curcumin consistently lose more visceral fat than people taking placebo. It does this by improving how your cells respond to insulin signals, making it easier for your body to access stored fat and burn it for energy. After 60, chronic inflammation and declining stem cell function create a downward spiral. You have less regenerative capacity to repair damage, so inflammation increases. The more inflammation, the more suppressed your stem cells become. Curcumin breaks this cycle by reducing inflammation, activating stem cells, and improving your ability to burn visceral fat. If you have stubborn belly fat that does not respond to diet and exercise, visceral fat accumulation is very likely the reason. Curcumin specifically targets visceral fat and helps your body mobilize it for energy. Take 500 to 1,000 milligrams of curcumin daily with black pepper and a meal containing fat. Black pepper contains piperine, which increases curcumin absorption by up to 2,000%. Without black pepper, most of the curcumin passes through your system without being absorbed. Fat helps absorption even further. The combination works best with your largest meal of the day. Results build gradually. After 2 to 3 weeks, you will notice reduced inflammation and joint pain. After 6 to 8 weeks, fat loss becomes noticeably faster and your energy improves. And now we come to number 1. The supplement that changes everything. Number 1. Vitamin D3. Vitamin D3 sits at number 1 because up to 80% of adults over 60 are deficient in it, and that deficiency alone causes much of the stem cell dysfunction and stubborn fat you experience after 60. The research is clear and consistent. Low vitamin D3 creates both dormant stem cells and metabolic dysfunction. Vitamin D is not actually a vitamin, it is a hormone. Your body produces it when your skin is exposed to sunlight, and it regulates hundreds of different processes, including stem cell function, fat metabolism, immune system regulation, and cellular repair. When vitamin D levels are low, all of these processes slow down simultaneously. And not just slow, it is systemic metabolic slowdown. Your entire body shifts into a different mode. For stem cells, vitamin D receptors exist in stem cells throughout your body, in your bone marrow, your skin, your intestines, and your connective tissues. When vitamin D levels are adequate, these receptors receive signals that tell stem cells to activate, proliferate, and differentiate into specialized cells. Think of vitamin D receptors as locks on your stem cells. When vitamin D is present, it is the key that unlocks stem cell activation. When vitamin D is deficient, those locks stay closed and your stem cells stay dormant. Research shows that people with low vitamin D have fewer circulating stem cells and their stem cells function poorly. One study found that people with vitamin D deficiency had 32% fewer bone marrow stem cells than people with adequate levels. For fat loss, vitamin D controls how your adipose tissue responds to fat-burning signals. When vitamin D levels are low, your fat cells become resistant to the hormonal signals, telling them to release stored fat. Your body literally cannot access the fat it has stored, even when it needs energy. Low vitamin D also increases insulin resistance, which means your cells do not respond properly to insulin, and your body stores more fat instead of burning it. Studies show that vitamin D deficiency is directly correlated with visceral fat accumulation. People with low vitamin D tend to store fat in the abdomen rather than distributing it elsewhere. After 60, your skin produces vitamin D much less efficiently than it did when you were younger. Even if you spend time in the sun regularly, your body is not converting sunlight into vitamin D at the rate it used to. The decline happens because your skin cells age and produce less of the enzyme needed to convert sunlight into the vitamin D precursor. That gap between what your skin can produce and what your body needs widens every decade past 60. By the time you reach 70, your skin produces roughly half the vitamin D that it did at age 30 from the same sun exposure. This is why supplementation becomes essentially necessary for maintaining the vitamin D levels your body needs. If you have been struggling with stubborn belly fat and slow metabolism after 60, vitamin D deficiency is almost certainly a major contributing factor. The deficiency is so common that most people over 60 have no idea how much it is affecting them. They assume their metabolism is just naturally slow with age. They do not realize their stem cells are suppressed and their fat cells are resistant to fat-burning signals because their vitamin D level is too low. Take 2,000 to 4,000 IU of vitamin D3 daily with your largest meal of the day. Vitamin D is fat-soluble, so it absorbs better with food that contains fat. Take it in the morning or at lunch rather than at night because vitamin D can be slightly stimulating. A simple blood test can confirm whether your vitamin D levels are adequate. Most people over 60 need supplementation even if they spend time outdoors regularly. Results build gradually as vitamin D accumulates in your system. You will likely notice improved energy and mood within 2 to 3 weeks. After 4 to 6 weeks, fat loss becomes noticeably easier and your metabolism feels faster. Now we want to hear from you. Which of these 6 supplements are you going to try first? Or are you already taking any of them and noticing a difference in your energy and your ability to lose fat? Tell us in the comments below. We read every single one. Here is what matters, though. You do not need to start all 6 at once. That is too much for your body to adjust to. Start with one. Pick the one that addresses what you think is most limiting you right now. If you have joint pain, start with glucosamine and chondroitin together. If you have low energy, start with vitamin D3. If you have stubborn belly fat, start with curcumin. Add one supplement every 2 to 3 weeks if you want to. Small, consistent steps create real change. Big changes all at once often do not stick. What many people find is that vitamin D3 produces the fastest noticeable results because it addresses the most common and most fundamental deficiency in people over 60. But here is what is interesting. Every person is different. Your body will tell you which supplement is working by how you feel. Better energy, easier fat loss, faster healing, improved mood. Those are the signs that you are reactivating your stem cells correctly. If you found this helpful, please give this video a like and subscribe so you never miss what we cover next. Thanks for watching.